Although my league start was a little bit slow due to IRL circumstances, this league start I wasn't just mentally ill, I was also physically ill. But all things considered, the wand build performed extremely well, and I have been farming 8 mod corrupted maps in Jungle Valley and Mesa for about a day or two now. We're preparing to swap to the next version of the build, so I figured I'd do an update video for anybody who is struggling a little bit and looking for a strategy to use, some gear to check out, and also talking about mercenaries and just a couple general things about how the build performed. So talking about the build itself, it performed pretty well. I stuck relatively close to what I had in the POB. I did some minor updates, I would say, to like what I wanted to do with the mercenaries and such. I'll talk about that in a moment, but still using Lionized Vision and the typical like Marylenes, Dawnbreaker, Piscators, all of that. Tree still looks pretty much the same. If you're interested in any of the updates that have happened to the POB, they are down in the description as always. Mercenary League. So mercenaries are a bit strange. If you haven't seen all the rip clips that have been happening recently, there's a bunch of them that are just way out of whack. Mainly the dot-based ones, I've noticed, are some of the most dangerous ones. Like any of the Sanguimancers essentially just one-shot me from off screen, so I just don't even talk to those, and then like the Chaos dot one is also pretty bad. But overall, mercenaries as a like friendly unit are actually pretty insane. And in particular, what I've done with my mercenary is that obviously pretty much everybody's using Perkle's Toe. This just makes sense because the mercenaries are always very close to you. You pretty much always have their aura. You pretty much always have any nearby effects. So very, very strong. But I found this infamous Storming Zealot, and he had Divine Ire. So this Divine Ire is pretty buffed, so I was like, huh, well, I guess I can turn this into my Brittle bot, essentially. Because we lost a decent amount of crit with some of the updates and changes that I made with the POB, so Brittle does make that quite a bit better. So we are converting a portion of his lightning damage to cold, and then we're also converting some of the physical damage of Divine Ire into cold damage. I need to get an implicit to convert more of this to cold for him, but I just haven't done that yet. Otherwise, we're just using like combs, and he's got brittle ground as well, and you know, just whatever else I could find. I couldn't find a better staff for him right away. Eventually I'll get him one. Ultimately, I'm using him. If I could find like a mercenary that does lightning or cold damage with wrath and haste, I definitely take that, but Divine Ire with all those buffs ended up being pretty good for getting brittle on targets. He's also pretty tanky. I have never seen his health bar even move, so no matter what I've done, he just has not ever taken damage, so pretty good. So I'll talk a little bit about the strategy that I've been doing. One big thing about this strategy is that it is selling maps on TFT, so like if you don't like selling maps on TFT, you probably don't go the map stuff of this, but I mean, you could if you wanted to, just the self-sustain. But I've just been doing Delirium and Beyond and, you know, like map drop stuff. And I've been focusing on shrines. Shrines just let you zoom through the map super fast. You can add a whole bunch of monsters into the map through shrines, and they're not contested basically at all. I was gonna do strong boxes, and then, you know, obviously like Fubgun and everybody else or whatever all have strong box strats, so they're like 5 chaos per normal like scarab, and you know, like everything is super contested, but shrines were not contested, and maybe now they will be. But a really easy way with some of these shrine nodes, because like a few of the nodes will make it so that they'll be like 50% chance to be guarded by an additional pack of monsters, and they have at least one magic pack, so it's been a pretty easy way to get a bunch of mobs in your map. So I've been doing this to farm the 8 mod maps. As you can see here, I've been farming these 8 mod originator memories, which are pretty insane most of the time. Also been farming like normal mesas, and Jungle Valley is the 2 that I've been doing because they're right next to each other, as well as getting some tier 17s that I've been selling. So this strategy's been working relatively well for me. We can talk a little bit more about the strategy. So you saw the tree. I'll try to link like a sample tree down in the description, but it is using domination. We are searing Exarch. I'm using 1 cartography scarab of escalation, a cartography scarab of corruption, and then 2 domination scarabs. So that plus whatever map that we've got available and the tree that you saw is how I've been running it. So I'll go ahead and jump into here and show you a little bit. So in Jungle Valley, there's no boss, so you don't have to worry about it, but in Mesa, typically what I've been doing is I'll come in here, I'll grab the mirror just to get it started and whatever else is going around. I'll try to find like a shrine of some sort. Something is weird in this map, I don't know what it is. What is that? Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll try to find some kind of shrine. Oh, that's basically like the perfect shrine. I'll find some shrines, get a little bit of buffs to my damage to just make it easier to get this boss out of the way, and then I'll basically just beeline for this boss. If I can get here, man, I'm getting so slowed right now. Yeah, I'll just beeline for the boss, come in here, kill him. And then I'll come out here, if I can click properly, and then I'll just go about the map like normal. So you can see you get a lot of these originator maps, which are pretty juicy whenever you can do them, but they are very dangerous, so you have to be careful there. And just clear it as normal from here. That's pretty much it. Like, there's nothing super special that happens here. Sometimes you'll get a Beyond boss, and those are a little hard to kill if you've got, like, a ton of defensive mods on the map, so you can swap to Barrage for those if you need to. You can wait until the Delirium is off to be able to do those. I have typically been going for 6 rewards on the Delirium most of the time. But besides that, just pretty much normal mapping. Now, the next version of this build is most likely going to be some kind of crazy lightning stack something. I don't exactly know how I'm going to go about it. I was going to use the ring, but they stealth nerfed the ring, so that's cool. You know, it maxes out at 200% now instead of essentially infinite of what we thought it was going to be, but yeah, there's still plenty of broken stuff this league, even if everybody's just gonna be playing Trickster and Lightning Strike and EE again, almost assuredly, but you know, what can you do? Now, when it comes to fighting mercenaries, the thing about it is that the vast majority of them are massively overtuned, and sometime soon they are going to be fixing the ones that are out of tune, but essentially what I've been doing is every mercenary that isn't the Sanguimancer or like the Chaos Dot one, I kind of just off-screen them is how you have to fight them. Their AI isn't that good. They kind of just try to like teleport on you if you're nearby. So just stay completely off-screen and shoot in their general direction, and they typically can't really do anything to you. But just never fight the... Jeez, that was a lot of damage. Just never fight the Sanguimancers, basically, ever. They, especially if they have Reap or Vol Reap, will just one-shot you. Just nothing you can really do about it. And the Chaos Dot ones are doable, but they're also pretty painful. And that's going to be it for the video. Remember, make sure to look down in the description for the updated POB. It was already updated a couple of days ago over on the previous video, but I'm making the video now so that people are aware of it, as well as the strategy if you want to do it. Keep in mind, you are going to have to sell 8 mod maps on TFT if you want to make the most out of that strategy. So be aware of that. But anyways, if you like this video, make sure to give the video a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest videos, and stay safe out there in raid class. And I'll see you guys in the next video.